Hello everyone. Good afternoon. I guess depending where you are viewing the live stream video from, um, or the recording, I guess. So welcome to your adaptive chair yoga practice. And my name is Bobbie. And this little critter that I'm holding in my arms is, his name is EB. Oops, and he's just trying to find a comfortable seat on my chest. And just, I guess, a little bit of housekeeping. Pets and children are welcome to the class. And so, of course, the audio piece is not distracting if there are children in the class running around and animals and so on. So this little guy, Evie, is my therapeutic bunny, I would say. He's just started chittering now. And it feels really lovely for me sometimes to begin the class with him sitting on my chest. And so other than that, because this is a chair yoga practice, there isn't a need for, if ever there is a need for fancy yoga clothing. You might notice that I'm in my jeans. I have really comfortable clothing. And I guess the only real concern would be that you have a nice seat, a stable chair, maybe a wheelchair, a chair that you have in the house that is stable for you to sit on and comfortable. And so I'm going to put EB down for now. And so I'd like to begin the yoga practice this morning, or this afternoon, pardon me, by sharing a poem with you. And so sitting comfortably, effortlessly upright, and just rolling your shoulders back and down a few times. And then if you'd like, maybe softening your gaze or closing your eyes softly. And so the poem is by Mary Oliver, and it goes like this. So to live in this world, you must be able to do three things. To love what is mortal, to hold it against your bones, knowing your own life depends on it, and whenever the time comes, to let it go. Mary Oliver. So I'll read it one more time. To live in this world, you must be able to do three things. To love what is mortal, to hold it against your bones, knowing your own life depends on it, and when the time comes, to let it go. Mary Oliver. And so an invitation to bring your hands together at your heart center. And so you're noticing if this placement of your hands works for you. So if it creates any imbalance in your body, choose another placement for your hands. And so we never forfeit balance to come into a pose or movement. And then when you're ready, lifting your heart to your hands, bowing your head to your heart. Inhale. And then take a moment to set an intention to consciously come into the present moment. And we'll revisit your intention at the end of the class. And when you're ready, release your arms down by your sides, spiral your palms open, and wiggly fidget. So shake your hands vigorously. So if anything I share in the class feels uncomfortable, if it hurts, skip it. Come back to your breath. And so when we're focused on our breath, we're practicing yoga. And so as you're ready, let's transition into mindful movement. Reach your arm way up to the sky. And then slowly float your arm down. So gentle movement, reaching up, full length of your inhale. On exhale, float your arm down the full length of your exhale. So it's as if on our inhale, there's a beginning, a middle, and an end point. On exhale, a beginning, a middle, and an end. So let's repeat the practice on the other side, reaching your arm way up to the sky and gently float your arm down. So gentle movement, reaching up, way up to the sky. Then slowly float your arm down. On inhale, reaching up, full length of your inhale. On exhale, float your arm down, the full length of your exhale. Release both arms down by your side, and this time we'll reach both arms way up to the sky. So an invitation, to place your hands in the mandolin behind me on the back of your head, if that's available to you and you would like, or maybe folding your fingers in, pressing into the palms of your hands. So there's a sensitive point in the palms of our hands. So I'm going to choose to place my hands on the back of my head, and together let's affirm, shouting out, I am, I can, and I will. And with a sigh of relief, release your arms down by your side. Roll your shoulders back and down just a few times. Tuck your chin in slightly to release the back of your neck. And then when you're ready, sitting up nice and tall, ground through your feet. Center and ground through the soles of your feet. So we want to keep our connection with Mother Nature. And we tend to start losing that. Root down through your sits bones. Notice maybe where your bottom and your thighs are in contact with your seat. And then energy moving in two directions. Lengthen from the tip of your tailbone all the way up through to the crown of your head. So you might imagine that you have a thread on top of your head and it's pulling you way up to the sky. Roll your shoulders back and down just a few times. And then from here, I'd like to transition into a simple or a gentle warm-up for our neck and our shoulders. So as you're ready, begin with simple neck rolls. And see if you can avoid the temptation to move your head to its full range of motion. And then move your head in the other direction. Move your head from side to side as if nodding no. Move your head up and down as if nodding yes. And then transitioning into shoulder circles. Soft, organic movements, nothing rigid. And other direction. And then maybe alternating from side to side. And again, other direction. So arms relaxed by your side. Turn your palms face up. And then take your hands to your shoulders. And stretch your palms. Hands to your shoulders or wherever you can reach comfortably. Stretch your palms. Hands to our shoulders. Stretch your palms. And maybe alternating from side to side. Release your arms by your sides. Spiral your palms open. open up your armpits and take your hands to your shoulders. And then imagine drawing circles with your elbow points on the wall in front of you. And see if you can create a little half smile, like a little Buddha smile. And so when we smile, it releases saliva. And so we want a nice juicy mouth, juicy body. And then other direction. And as you're ready, release your arms down by your side. Rest your hands on your thighs, palm up or down as desired. And take a moment to notice how's your breath. Notice any subtle sensations. And so trust that the sensations are there. So it might be a little heat, maybe tingling, maybe it's a hum, an energy feel moving through your body. Okay, and so moving on, let's stretch our palms. So feel the skin between your fingers, and then maybe make soft fists. Stretch your palms, soft fists, and stretch, soft fists. Circle your wrists in one direction. Circle your wrists in the opposite direction. And then imagine you're playing piano. So getting that synovial fluid flowing into all the little joints in our fingers. Mother Nature's WD-40. Turn your palms face up. Circle your thumbs in one direction. Circle in the opposite. So focusing on what we can do. So it might be that we imagine the movement. So visualization is powerful. And then when you're ready, interlace your fingers loosely, or maybe bringing your hands together, however feels comfortable for you. And then practicing moving in the infinity symbol. And other direction. Release your hands, reach your arms up to the sky. So get bigger in space. We tend to shrink. And then place your hands maybe on the back of your head if that feels comfortable for you, is available to you and you'd like. Or alternatively, maybe pressing into the palms of your hands. And together we can shout out, I am, I can, and I will. And with a sigh of relief, float your arms down. Roll your shoulders back and down just a few times. Rest your hands on your thighs, palm up or down as desired. And so making sure that we're seated comfortably, effortlessly upright. So if you're seated in a wheelchair, make sure your chair is turned off. Your feet are placed evenly on the floor, on your footrest. Sit bones are sharp on the chair. Lengthen from the tip of your tailbone all the way up through to the crown of your head. Roll your shoulders back and down just a few times. And again, tucking our chin in slightly to release the back of our neck. I'd like to invite you to begin to move your gaze downward. And so moving away from the busyness in our brains, in our minds, and more towards our heart. And so inviting your facial muscles to soften and release. Our jaws relaxed. And then when you're ready, an invitation to maybe place your hands on your Buddha belly. And then to bring a gentle awareness to your breath. So without changing anything, you're noticing as we inhale, things expand. And on exhale, things contract. And notice, is your breath long? Is it smooth, or is your breath jagged? And breathing in through your nose and out through your nose, or maybe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Or if it feels better for you, breathing in and out through your mouth. And so if you're congested or you have an obstruction, breathe in whatever way you can. And from here, I'll transition into a simple breathing exercise that research shows can help with pain care, pain management if you like, and anxiety. And so begin to deepen your inhale, lengthen your exhale. Oops, sorry about that. And so when we lengthen our exhale, it is calming for our nervous system. And then see if you can begin to smooth out your breath, so that your inhales and your exhales are about the same duration and quality. At any point, if you notice that your mind gets distracted and wants to wander off, know that that's okay. That's the nature of our mind. Simply bring your awareness back to your breath. And now I'd like to invite you to see if you can add a quality of softness to your breath. So you might imagine that you're petting your favorite furry friend. Or it might feel better for you to imagine that you just tasted something delicious. And see if you can bring that same softness to areas of your body that you feel are too tight or knotted. And so our breath is long and smooth and soft as we breathe in and as we breathe out. So just for a few more breaths, or as long as it feels comfortable, I'd like to invite you to keep this simple breathing exercise flowing. At any point, if you notice that your mind gets distracted and wants to wander off, as often it will, bring a gentle awareness to the sounds around you. So I can hear the sound of a car whooshing by in front of our little panaboat cabin. I can hear the ticking of the old clock in my living space here. And maybe noticing the gentle tone of my voice. And then in a loving way, bring your awareness back to your breath. So wherever you are in your breath cycle, let your breath come back to its natural rhythm. And so your natural rhythm, maybe observing the rise and fall of your chest and your belly. Then draw your chin, bring your chin towards your heart center, and gradually blink your eyes open. And so falling awake, not asleep. Falling awake, not asleep. And so we've begun the process of tuning into our bodies and connecting with our breath. And so the bridge between our body and our mind, our breath. And so when you're ready, release your arms by your sides, spiral your palms open, open up your armpits, and again, wiggly fidgets. So a little more vigorous this time. Do the bum dance, wiggly fidgets. Okay. And so I'd like to invite you to bring your hands together again at your heart center, or it might be that it feels better to bring your hands to your Buddha belly. And we will do a practice called sun breath. And so as you're ready, bring your arms out, extend your arms out and up. And then on your exhale, bring your hands back together at your heart center, or maybe your Buddha belly. And so keeping this gentle heart opener flowing in your own time and rhythm. Imagine, if you'd like, the sun at your heart center. On your inhales, as you extend your arms away from you, imagine the rays of the sun, so the radiant rays of the sun radiating out all around you. And then gather that light and bring it back inside. So this is a symbol of the light that's always inside us. And together, if you'd like, we can chant Om on our next exhale, or maybe make a humming sound like a bee. Oh. So sound has a vibration. So notice if you can feel the vibration in your body, in the space around you. Inhale. Oh. Inhale. Oh. Place one hand on your yoga belly, the area between your navel and your pubic bone, your other palm on your heart center, and maybe feeling the rise and fall of your chest and your belly. Right. And so let's repose. Ground through your feet. So sitting up nice and tall, push down through one foot and then down through the other. So it might be an energetic pushing down. Lengthen from the tip of your tailbone all the way up through to the crown of your head. So you might imagine you have a thread on top of your head and it's pulling you way up to the sky. Roll your shoulders back and down just a few times. Tuck your chin in slightly to release the back of your neck. And then as you're ready, we'll transition into a lovely flow, linking our breath with our movements. And so on inhale, I'll mirror you, reach your left arm up in line with your shoulder. And so maybe noticing how it feels to have your arm up this high. So if that feels like it's uncomfortable, if it creates any discomfort or pain, maybe explore backing off a little. And then turn your palm face up. With a soft bend in your elbow, nothing rigid, gazing past your middle finger, extend your arm away from you. So actually, let's keep our head forward for this, for the beginning piece of this flow. So on inhale, meet back center, palm face down, release. So other side, reach your arm up, spiral your palm open. On exhale, extend your arm away from you. On inhale, meet back at center, palm face down, release. Linking your breath with your movement, reach your arm up, spiral your palm open, moving with grace and ease, extend your arm away from you. Inhale, meet back at center, palm face down, release. Other side, float your arm up, spiral your palm open, extend your arm away from you. So let's add, if you'd like, a neck movement with it, if it feels comfortable. Otherwise, continue with your head gazing forward. So reaching up, turn your palm face up, gazing past your middle finger, extend your arm away from you. Inhale, meet back at center, palm face down, release. Inhale, reach your arm up, spiral your palm open. Exhale, gazing past your middle finger, extend your arm away from you. Inhale, meet back at center, palm face down, release. So I'm going to turn this phone off. There we go. And then come on back with your arms relaxed down by your side. Rest your hands on your thighs, palm up or down as desired. And notice how's your breath. And so our old friend, our breath. Notice any subtle sensations. And so our breath is one of our main teachers. It will let you know if you're into a movement, if you're moving too quickly or into a pose too deep. By getting short or jagged, you might find yourself holding onto your breath. So that's an invitation to maybe back off of the movement or the pose a little bit. Notice how that feels. Or it might be that you come out of it altogether. And then see if you'd like to explore coming into it again, back into it a little more gently or slowly. And so again, arms by your sides, spiral your palms open, reaching up into mountain pose. So maybe noticing how it feels to have your arms up by your ears. If this feels too intense, explore maybe gold pose. And so ground to your feet. Center and ground through the soles of your feet. Sit bones sharp on the chair. Lengthen from the tip of your tailbone all the way up through to the crown of your head. And then slowly release your arms down by your side. Roll your shoulders back and down just a few times. Rest your hands on your thighs and take a moment to let your breath come back to its natural rhythm. And so I'd like to share a practice with you that's a modified eagle pose. And so the ancients, the yogis, named a lot of things in yoga after things in Mother Nature. So the mountains, the animals, and so on. And so this is a modified eagle pose. And so always making sure that you're sitting comfortably, effortlessly upright. And then when you're ready, an invitation to bend your elbows in front of you, palms facing each other. And I'm going to try and mirror you. I have a little challenge, left, right. We'll see how it goes. And so take a hold of your right elbow point with your left hand. And then when you're ready, draw your right arm in towards your heart center. Soften your right shoulder, away from your ear. Then maybe on an inhale, exploring reaching up a little higher. And then if you'd like, maybe hinging forward a little from the hips. So eagle pose. And slowly as you're ready, come out of the pose. Release your arms down by your side. And so whenever we practice on the other side if possible. And so it's not about forcing one limb to do what the other is doing. We just want them talking to each other. And again, it might be that you're that visualizing the movement or imagining the movement is a good starting point. So you choose. This is your yoga practice. And so when you're ready, elbows are bent, palms facing each other. And so take hold of your left elbow point with your right palm. Draw your left arm in towards the midline. Allow your left shoulder to soften away from your ears. On inhale, maybe reaching up a little higher. And even maybe hinging from the hips, coming forward a little. So eagle pose. Imagine that eagle perched up high on a branch on a tree. So come on out of the pose anytime you'd like or on my cue. And slowly come back to neutral spine. Release your arm. Oof. Your arm's a little shake out. Rest your hands on your thighs, palm up or down as desired. And notice, how's your breath? Notice any subtle sensations. Okay. And so moving on, let's come into movement to help find our balance. And so balance the equal distribution of presence throughout our entire body. So the equal distribution of presence throughout our entire body. And so as you're ready, bring your hands in towards your hip creases. And then hinging, from your hips, rock forward. So coming into a forward fold. And so just a little, and then rocking back up. And so gentle movement, rocking forward. And coming back up. And so in your own time and rhythm, I'd like to invite you to keep this gentle movement flowing for a few more breaths, or as long as feels comfortable. And noticing that sometimes when we come into a forward fold, our chin wants to jut forward. So tuck your chin in slightly. So there's something about this rocking movement that our nervous system likes. So it might be even that if you're in a power chair and you have the ability to rock forward and back, that might be an alternative. Then slowly come on back to a neutral spine. Release your arms by your side, then rest your hands, palms up or down as desired. And maybe even noticing which feels better for you. Resting your palms face up or down. And then moving on, arms by your side. Begin to shift your weight from side to side. So extend beyond your wrists, beyond your fingertips. And sometimes it can feel like interesting to close our eyes as we practice these movements. See if you can create a little half smile, remembering that little half smile, Buddhist smile. So smile whether you're happy or not. And then slowly come on back. We'll meet back in center, hands resting on your thighs. Notice how this feels. And then when you're ready, if it's available to you and you would like, shift your weight to one side and then pull the buttock flesh away from your sit bone. Shift to the side, pull the buttock flesh away from your sit bones. So we want sit bones sharp on the chair. And wherever you are in your breath cycle, inhale through your nose unless you're congested. And on your exhale, see if you can draw your sits bones towards each other a little. And release. Did you feel a subtle shift? So you might have felt a little lift in your chest, maybe nothing at all, no right or wrong. So ever so subtle, might just be apparent to you. And so as you're ready, elbows bent low in front of you, looking straight ahead. That can help us focus our mind. Twist from side to side. And if you'd like to challenge yourself a little more, you could bend your elbows, fingers reach to the sky. Oops, moving with your breath. Inhale to one side, exhale to the other. If you'd like to challenge yourself even more, you can bring your elbows in line with your shoulders. And again, moving with your breath. So sometimes if we can hear our breath, it helps us focus our mind. So I like to inhale and exhale, making a sound. Slowly come on back to a neutral spine, float your arms down, and take a rest. And so moving on, when you're ready, placing your hands on your knees or thighs. On inhale, draw your hands in towards your hip creases. And this time as you do, begin to turn your gaze up towards the ceiling or up towards the sky. So be careful not to throw your head back. So you'll know your head's back too far if it's difficult to swallow. And we'll stay here for a few breaths or as long as feels comfortable. And then going back to a neutral spine, take a moment. And then we'll come into a movement called cat and cow. So as you're ready, round your back, drawing your chin in towards your chest. On exhale, then on inhale, arch your back. So our spine looks like a smile. On exhale, round your back. As you round your back, draw your navel in towards your spine. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. And so in your own time and rhythm, an invitation to keep this gentle movement, massage if you'd like, for our spine flowing. And so move in a way that feels natural for you. So natural that your movements and your breath become one. So an invitation to come back to your movements and your poses like they're old friends. And slowly finish up the movement through your arm. Rest your hands on your thighs, palm up or down as desired, and notice how this feels. So not about what we look like in our practice. The diagnostic tool is, how do I feel? Maybe noticing, where did your thoughts go? And so moving on, now that we're in our bodies, awake, warmed up, let's come into a little stronger, deeper version of some of the spinal movements. And so in yoga, we move in and out of the poses, flowing with our breath, or we stay in the poses. And so I'd like to share a side bend with you. And so mirroring you, when you're ready, I'd like to invite you to take hold of the underneath of the left side of your chair, or maybe you're holding on to your wheel if you're in a wheelchair. So remembering that we never forfeit balance to come into a pose or movement. And so when you're ready, release your right arm down by your side. Spiral your palm open. So if we spiral our palm open before we come into the pose, we will always come into the right place. And so take your hand up. So it might be to your shoulder, tipping to the side. Or maybe it might feel comfortable to reach way up and over. Turn your gaze down towards the floor or the earth, and to release your neck, and then breathe into your rib cage. Can you imagine breathing in below your rib cage? Slowly come out of the pose on this side. So always giving ourselves permission to move slowly in between our poses and our movements. And when you're ready, taking hold of the right side of the chair, or maybe even if I've seen folks who are in manual chairs sometimes hook their arm over the handle on the back of their chair, if that works for you. Release your left arm down by your side, spiral your palm open. Soft bend in your elbow, taking your hand up to your shoulder, tipping to the side, or maybe reaching way up and over if that feels comfortable for you. And so stretching from our armpit down along our rib cage, right down to our hip. Keep that left sit bone on the chair. And feel free to come out of the pose anytime you'd like, or on my cue. And slowly, as you're ready, come on, out of the pose. Rest your hands on your thighs, palm up or down as desired, and take a moment to notice how this feels. Notice any subtle sensations. Okay, so from here, let's come into another version of a seated twist. And so if it's available to you and you would like, toe heel out to the side so that your knees are a little wider than outer hip bone. Making sure that your knees are in line with your ankles. Okay to have your feet turned out a little. And then when you're ready, reach your right hand over to the outside of your left near thigh. Your left hand comes beside you on the chair behind you. So you'll notice that we're already in the twist at this point. So let's see if we can go a little deeper. And so on inhale, lengthen your spine. On exhale, going into the twist a little deeper. Our head turns last. And see if you can resist the temptation to move your head to its full range of motion. And so soft yoga belly, quiet breath. And then we'll meet back at center, slowly unwind, take a moment, and we'll come into the pose on the other side. So reach your left hand over to the outside of your left knee or right knee or thigh. There I go, getting mixed up. So left hand over to your right knee or thigh. Right hand comes beside you on the chair behind you. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. Soft yoga belly, quiet breath. And slowly unwind. And so when you're ready, let's slow in and out of the twist, reaching up, rock and roll. So twisting from side to side, flowing with your breath. So always going into the twist on your exhale. So expand on an inhale. Finish up the movement that you're on. Come on back to a neutral spine. Good stuff. Okay, so let's come into a practice called sun salutation. And so sun salutation is heating and strengthening. And so EB, the bunny, is hopping around there, so you might see him here in a moment. Not sure, but yeah, so bring your hands together at your heart center. Lift your elbows slightly. Release your arms down by your sides. Spiral your palms open. So soft bend in your elbow, reaching your arms way up into mountain pose. Take a look between your palms. Notice they're facing each other perhaps. And then maybe bringing our palms together in prayer down through to the heart. Release your arms down by your sides. Spiral your palms open, reaching up into mountain pose. Maybe our hands come together in prayer down through the heart. Release your arms by your sides. Spiral your palms open. Soft bend in your elbows. Reach your arms up into mountain pose. Maybe our hands come into prayer down through to the heart. Hinging from the hips, rock forward. Take hold of the underneath and the sides of your chair for stability. Tuck your chin in slightly. Forward fold. Pressing down through your inner heels. Place one hand on each of your thigh. Lift from your chest. Come on back up. Bring your hands together at your heart center. Release your arms by your sides. Spiral your palms open. Reach up into mountain. So palms come together in prayer down through to the heart. On exhale, gently twist towards the left. Inhale, meet back at center, gently twist to the right. Inhale, meet back at center, release your arms by your sides, spiral your palms open, reach up to the sky. Palms come together in prayer down through to the heart. This time on exhale, I'd like you to float your hands over your left knee or thigh. Release your arms by your sides, spiral your palms open, reaching up into mountain. Palms come together in prayer down through to the heart. And when you're ready, float your hands down over your right knee. Arms come down by your sides, spiral your palms open, reaching up into mountain. Our palms come together in prayer down through the heart. And take a moment. And so let's practice one more round. Arms by your side, palms face up, reach up into mountain pose. So it might be that your arms are up along your ears, or maybe you feel more comfortable in golden pose. Your palms come together in prayer, maybe, and down through the heart. Release your arms by your side, spiral your palms open. Inhale, reach up into mountain pose. Palms come together in prayer down through to the heart. Release your arms by your side, spiral your palms open. Inhale, reach up into mountain. Palms come together in prayer down through to the heart. On exhale, gently twist to the left. Inhale, meet back at center, gently twist to the right. Inhale, meet back at center. Release your arms by your sides, spiral your palms open. Inhale, reach up into mountain pose. Palms come together in prayer down through to the heart. And so this time, floating your hands over your knees like we did in the previous, or you might feel okay leaning back a little, hugging your left knee in towards your chest and belly as an addition, and float your hands over your knee. Arms by your sides, spiral your palms open, reach up into mountain pose. Palms come together in prayer down through to the heart. So on exhale, hands only, floating your hands over your knee, or if you feel comfortable, hug your knee in towards your chest and belly. Floating your hands down by your side, spiral your palms open. Inhale, reaching up, palms together down through to the heart, and take a rest. Okay, so I'm just going to tip the iPad back a little bit. Thinking visually, that might be a little better. Inviting Evie into the class here. He's quite active right now. And so come on down off the mountain and come seated back in your chair comfortably. And so maybe walking your hips back and then forward a little. And so rest your hands, palms face up or down as desired. Roll your shoulders back and down just a few times. So really not scrunching our shoulder blades together, but allowing your shoulders to soften away from our ears. Our Buddha belly is soft, breath is quiet. Close your eyes softly if that feels comfortable for you, or soften your gaze. And so breathing in, I know that I'm breathing in. I'm breathing out, I know that I'm breathing out. As my in-breath grows deep, my out-breath grows slow. And breathing in, I calm my body. And breathing out, I smile. Dwelling in the present moment, I know this is a wonderful moment. And breathing in, I calm my body. And breathing out, I smile. Dwelling in the present moment, I know this is a wonderful moment. Come here, sweetie. So, and so, without changing anything, bring your awareness back to your breath. Thank your body. Thank your body again. And so our bodies are the best home our mind will ever have. And now see if you can begin to deepen your inhale, lengthen your exhale. Wiggle your fingers and toes, hands and feet, waking up. Rub the tips of your fingers with your thumbs if you'd like. And then come on up seated comfortably to finish up your yoga practice. And so bring your hands together at your heart center, bowing your head to your heart. Take a moment to honor yourself for showing up for yoga practice today. Maybe bringing the intention that you set at the beginning of the class back to mind and let that go. And so the teacher, me, honors and appreciates the teacher and each of you, all of you. And so, peace, peace, peace. And so peace for ourselves, first of all, and then our family, friends, and then peace reaching out more globally, out into the community and so on. Thank you. So any questions or feedback, I always love to hear from you. And so reminding myself today, I was exploring some new movements and so on. And so I am a student first, and yoga is a lifelong practice for me. And so feedback's always appreciated. And so Taylor, thank you for facilitating this class today, helping with doing the techie piece, and to ConnecTra as well. Thank you for bringing this to everyone online.